It's manga talk time. Hey guys, I hope you're all amazing, and if you are not, I hope my video puts a smile on your beautiful faces and makes you laugh. Finally, yes, it's a manga review. I don't think I've done a manga review for never. This is my first manga review on the channel. Let's have a round of applause, because constantly I've always talked about anime, and finally we're getting around to talking about some manga. This is a part of my 2019 goal, just to talk about manga a lot more. So you're going to be seeing some first impressions and reviews and some readathons and whatever else I feel like doing. But I thought I would concentrate starting from, personal place. And recently I did a reread of one of the very first manga I ever read. One of the very first 10 manga I ever read. And I think it was only last year I finally got all of the series, because I discovered this wonderful site called Book Depository last year. Bless you, Book Depository. And because Book Depository sells so many old titles that I thought were out of print, but there they are, available, which I never thought would come to pass, to be honest. And there it was, all the volumes, because I read this series when I was 16, 17. So I just thought, oh, decade later, it's not going to exist anywhere. And lo and behold, there it is. So Book Depository has been my new best friend next to eBay. Also, this series is by one of my favourite manga authors that has done series like Alice 19th, which I own. Also Imadoki and Fuyushigi Yugi. You guys might be getting the drift. It's by Yu Watsuhei, and that is Absolute Boyfriend. Both the story and the art by Yu Watsuhei. And Absolute Boyfriend is a romance comedy. And sorry if this video might not be your thing, maybe shoujo romance, but bear with me. I mean, it's about a girl named Riko who's in high school, and she's never had a boyfriend, and she never fallen in love, and she's been rejected by every guy that she's ever had a crush on. One day Riko returns a lost cell phone to a strange fellow who is named Gaku. He tells her about his company's website that will allow her to create her own boyfriend she could have. Little does she know, she orders her lover from the website. He arrives the next day, that she names Night. To awaken him, she has to kiss him, so he becomes active. And Night is like a android, we'll call him. If you've seen the series Chobits and she's a Persicom. She looks like a human, has human emotions. Exactly like that is the best way to describe what Night is exactly as a lover. Because yeah, I don't know how it would work with certain things, with that type of thing, She is shocked to find out that Gaku never told her the fine print. Don't you love that fine prints? When you buy things and you don't read them. She only has 72 hours, which is 3 days, to have him on a free trial, and then she has to pay for him. Yeah, and she don't have the money. So now she has to fork up $1 million. So, in return for trying to avoid paying the $1 million, she is allowed to keep Night, but he has to collect data on about dating, love, romance, how females work. Collect this data because he's technically a prototype model, he is. So that is what the story follows. I remember first reading this, and it was an absolute crazy time when first reading it, and I was completely sucked into it. My reread recently, it was the same. It was the same feeling I experienced when first reading this. The series is pretty crazy. But then I remembered about one thing that I didn't like about this series, which I really don't want to say because it would spoil anything. It would. Because the ending, it's just like, it's not a bad ending. It's just like, oh, that's all I'm going to say. That's the only thing I didn't like about this manga, because I love Yu Watsuhei's style, because I find her stories, you know, she likes to delve into the realm of fantasy, shoujo, comedy, and it all works. This is, you know, more modern day, I guess, with a wacky take. But her stories are always quirky, I think the best way to describe it is. And there's always, you know, all the good, usual stuff that comes with shoujo. But I feel like she always thinks outside the box, and I love her art style as well, because her art style can be so hilarious at times. And now I've got to find one particular bit in here which is hilarious. So like this, for example, it's so freaking funny. This is the moment Riko finds out that she has to pay $1 million, and yeah, just look at that expression on her face. So funny. This series will make you laugh with all the shenanigans that take place. You know, Riko, you know, having this android lover boyfriend, and it's so funny of how you know, Knight eventually becomes more self-aware, building up his own free will on certain things and not just following some automated program. Also with Riko, and you know, adjusting to having her, you know, boyfriend alongside her, there is another love triangle that comes into the mix regarding Riko's childhood friend Soshi, and yeah, that becomes an interesting thing. And you know, there's a few times in this where Knight saves Riko, and it is over the most ridiculous things. It is. This was one of Yu Watsuhei's first works. It was, and it's only 6 volumes. You could easily read this in an evening. You could. And being one of the earlier works, I think it shows off her wacky, quirky side of her. But all of her stories I've all fallen in love with, because they all do have a fulfilling romance element. For me, they do. And I just love her style about her, how she approaches her romance stories. Especially, obviously, Fushigi Yugi, which I'll get to talking about on this channel, hopefully in the next month, because I really want to do a rewatch. Absolute Boyfriend in a Nutshell is a crazy rom-com. Absolutely ridiculous things or shenanigans happen, and is just such a fulfilling read, especially for a shoujo lover like me. Satisfying, sitting in bed for a whole evening. You have this, you will be happy. Trust me. And the funny thing is, Absolute Boyfriend, I'm surprised this never got an anime, because this would have been hilarious. But then again, thinking about it now and having reread this, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm glad it's not an anime, because I think if we got towards the end, I'd be sad. I would be sad, because I hate getting to volume 6. I hated getting into volume 6 with this series. Funny thing is, there is a South Korean, Taiwan, and Japanese drama, live action, for this series. I have not seen any of them because I never thought the series would ever get developed into such a thing. So maybe I'll watch one of those, because that might be fun, of how maybe the ending might be changed. Maybe those were just my short thoughts. But those were just my thoughts on the manga Absolute Boyfriend. You can definitely pick this up. Definitely on Book Depository. Is more than all of the volumes are available on there. There's a site called Better World Books where there's a lot of ex-library ones, because I actually had to go and get about 2 or 3 of the volumes from Better World Books. It's a US site where they sell ex-library books. So some of my collection of this is ex-library books. But I know that Amazon has it. Yeah, it's available. And definitely the ebooks are available too. Maybe I want a Knight lover, you know, just, you know. No, I don't want one. No. Hope you guys enjoyed. As I said, it's a really quick read you can do in an evening. Let me know down below. Have you read any of Yu Watsuhei's works? What is your favorite? I can't pick a favorite. It's too hard. I find it is too hard. I feel like if I'd read all of Fushigi Yugi by now, it'd be my favorite. I would be saying that right now. All the linky links are down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye for now.